Good afternoon, dear friends. Thank you very much for accepting our Montgomery Medical Center in this big family of alliance to struggle ALS and MD, and it's great pleasure for me to be here and to be a representative of our medical center and of our big team. A lot of things were said today about social media in terms of raising awareness and fundraising. But during our talk with Katie Mitchell in Latvia Nordic LS meeting, she said that we in our team use social media and online services in our own way, and maybe it's a good idea to share this experience with you. Maybe you find a new instrument to run your projects to help ALS patients in your countries. A couple of words about our team. We start to work at 2011, and now it's a big team. Medical part, neurologists, intensive care unit specialists, pulmonologists, and physical therapists, palliative care specialists, and a social team with a psychologist and even musician therapist and of course volunteers. We have 500 patients who applied to our organization from 20 regions of Russia, and now, today, 110 patients are currently closely followed in Moscow by all this bigger team. And so we faced different challenges. As far as this section is called challenges, so we faced several of them. The first one, Moscow is a big city, a really huge one. The last number is 19 million inhabitants in Moscow, so it's like several European countries altogether. It's only one city, and approximately, no statistic, but approximately 950 ALS patients, and only 100 are followed by our team. And you see, this is map of Moscow, and these red dots are the homes of our patients who we follow, and the distance may be about 30 kilometers, like 70 miles, and it takes up to 2 hours to go from one patient to another. So you see that it's impossible to all members of our team to visit all the patients. So we should share actual information about all of our patients. Hospices are really closed for ALS and for all non-oncology patients in Russia, and it's big challenge because we cannot give a break for families, and we should find all kinds of specialists to help people at home, because there are no mobile physicians who go from hospices to oncology patients. They do not visit our ALS patients. So we need to find all these people and to provide all this knowledge and to provide all this help. So really we try to do our best to change the things and to make it possible for ALS patients to go to hospices. And talking about specialists, you see this plot, and as far as we know, and it's international practice, that all these specialists should be available for ALS patients. But in red, they're marked that specialists that either have no at all experience in ALS, or we have no at all this kind of profession, like we don't have at all occupational therapists, or especially respiratory physician, we don't have it at all. So 2/3 of specialists we lack, and we need to find them. And as a result, we have no experience and standards of care. And you see, we especially at the beginning of our project, we felt like alone in big labyrinth, just staying and doing and knowing nothing and what to do. So our patients are based at their homes, and team has little opportunity to visit all of them. There are no mobile services and structures from hospices, especially, and physicians work in our project part-time. All that physicians that you saw on the second slide, they work part-time in ALS service and are employed in other hospitals and medical centers. And we work like this. Coordinators and social team, they work together full-time. And our medical team, they work separately and part-time. And so we need, looking at this structure, you realize that we need some coordination and sharing information online. And that tools that we use Facebook closed groups to communicate all our team members. They sit on Facebook, and all of you spend a lot of time, so there's no barrier to use it, but still we have a special closed group, and we share information about our patients there. And to communicate with experts, we use Skype sessions. So on Facebook, really, we have no problems to involve people to communicate and to tell all they know about patient and to make decisions. We can share information, files, presentations, and everything to make everybody have actual information. We make their events. And the last but not least is that all the team members can get psychological support, because this small like that you put after one post when he visited a really very hard patient, it gives a support. And if you do not meet every day, it means a lot to know that all of your team members support you and give you that small like, but it's valuable. And other online facilities, we keep information on Dropbox and Evernote. We publish it on SlideShare, YouTube, and online sites, and share it by emails and Facebook. And so I give you, just to give you an idea what we do thanks to this cooperation, 2 examples. The first one is we organized the first Russian ALS patients conference last year and hope to make the next one this year, 2016. So we discussed this idea in Facebook group. Then we made an interview via Google Forms to our patients. We made to-do list via Google Documents. We made website for this conference via free web tools. We registered where we made a registration form and invited everybody, including patients, via mailing list. We have about 500 addresses with patients and specialists. And we shared the information about this conference on all our websites. And then we shared videos and on YouTube and presentation on SlideShare and installed all this on this website. And as a result of this conference, we've finally started a new fund and president of this fund is one of the patients. So there was a big and valuable result that patients said that they want their own fund to fundraising and to improve care for ALS patients. And the next case is a case of our youngest patient. It's ALS patient Gleb, is 18 years old. And his disease progresses, unfortunately, very badly. When he came to our team on January with a spontaneous breath, but very low BMI index. And so we prescribed a diet, physical therapy, and equipment. And we monitored, gave psychological support, helped to him in decision making. And it was predictable that he had very bad deterioration on April with dyspnea and severe dysphagia, and we managed to put PEG to hospitalize him, transport to find him a ventilator to provide a NIV, to find him a PEG kit to provide gastrostomy. We do not have it by default in our country, so we all find it in terms of like we buy it ourselves, and so all of that we did in one day. Because we had a Facebook group where we discussed everything, and next day he was in the hospital, and the ventilator, PEG kit, and everything was there, and we coordinated all these processes in one day. And then in a week, we had a Skype consultation with Professor David Steinhardt from Washington, D.C., and we talked about combination of ventilation, oxygen, and morphine therapy. And after that, he said, as the conclusion of our discussion, he told, he's very young and he's so severely ill. And do you know what is his dream? And then we asked our nurses and those who were most close to his family to find out what is his dream. And his dream was to be a chef. And what we did, we asked on Facebook, just wrote in our Facebook, everybody in our team, hi chefs, could you please make a video for our badly ill patient, because he wanted to be, it was his dream to be a chef. And it was surprise to us that in 5 days we had 30 best chefs in Moscow who were, it was like a shock for everybody, really. But in 5 days they made their self video and they said, hi Gleb, we want to cook this meal with you. And then in 2 days we made special website, and it looks like this. And when you push, you see all these videos, about 25 of them. And now he's very grateful for this idea, and he asked his mother to cook all these dishes that chefs cooked for him again and again. And unfortunately, he's other time in the hospital due to pneumothorax after using cough assist. But what he's doing, I read it on my Facebook just a couple of hours ago. He watches these videos with chefs. So that's a big deal, and it would be impossible without social media. But still, no online services can replace the pleasure of offline communication, and this meeting proves that. Thank you very much.
Wow. Incredibly impressive what you've done with social media. The last 2 years, everybody's been talking about using social media to raise money. What you just walked us through is a really great reminder on how to use social media to help people. So thank you for that, and I'm going to take some of those lessons home with me. Thank you.
Again, very impressed. My question is, with using Facebook, how do you get the patients to agree, or do you have to worry about privacy, or is that not an issue?
I waited for this question. Yes, our patients sign the informed consent that we use it, but still it's not the issue of personal information, as a matter of fact, because we do not mention there the whole names, the addresses, the full diagnosis. We just, about Gleb, we just write Gleb, and everybody knows who it is. So I don't think we didn't go to court with this, but still we have consent, and we think that really it's not a matter of personal information.